10 May 2024 is the final battle day. The Constitutional Court has got arguably the most important judgment to pass when it comes to the case of the IEC versus Jacob Zuma. Section 47, 1E. Mkhonto weSizwe devoted followers will be watching, listening, and waiting to hear the judgment. What implications is this going to have? There's some things I want to point out for you guys, just to remind you just how important this case is.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Says So. I am your host, the King 053, Mr. Easy, Imali, Eneng, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, we go to Bloemfontein. Today is, I would say, the last hurdle that Jacob Zuma and Mkhonto weSizwe will have to jump before going to the 2024 national elections, where they can elect the person that they believe is best to lead the country. Now, I want to break this story down for you guys so that you guys can understand this from a Pan-Africanist point of view. It's very important. Where do I go? I can go back as far as 1990. I'm not going to do that. I can go to 1992. I'm not going to do that. I can go to 97. I'm not going to do that. But I will go to Zuma must fall. Let me start the story there for you guys, where the DA was leading a campaign to say Zuma must fall. Zuma is not fit to run our country. That was the narrative. And remember, when the DA leads it, it means mainstream media will be backed. White monopoly capitalists, everyone, including the EFF, many people were leading, were part of that march. Many students involved, black and white, orange, pink, green, wanted Zuma to fall. Did not understand why exactly. Why? Because African people can be easily fooled with what they watch, and they then close their ears. They can watch something and don't analyze it properly, so they hear the wrong things. Repeat a lie quite a few times, and at the absence of someone telling the truth, the lie will become the truth. That's what I'm talking about. The passion that white monopoly capitalists showed in hating Jacob Zuma raised eyebrows for us who are Pan-Africanists. But wenzeni Zuma? Wenzeni Zuma? This thing of Nkandla fire pool is instructed to paying back the money. So wenzeni Zuma? Why are people hating Jacob Zuma like this? Ladies and gentlemen, Jacob Zuma produced the most black millionaires than any other president. Business was flourishing. You guys call it tenderpreneur, you call it corruption, you call it whatever you wanted to call it, as long as it suited the narrative that Jacob Zuma was not the man for the job. Let's fast forward to the Zondo Commission. Take out my notes. Zondo Commission was a very interesting time, where the aim of the Zondo Commission was to take Jacob Zuma down, to see him in prison. Zondo was that man who was given that task to say, we want to make this man look as bad as possible. As bad as possible. Jacob Zuma played along that game. Remember, Thuli Madonsela recommended that there must be a commission. Jacob Zuma, who appointed Thuli Madonsela, sat there and said, okay, no problem, let's go. He sat there in the Zondo Commission the first time. The second time, he's like, no, man, I'm not being treated fair here. I'm not being treated fair here. Did Jacob Zuma appoint Thuli Madonsela? Or did he find him? Did he find her in that term already? Anyways, so now Jacob Zuma says, listen, Zondo, man, me and you, we've got history. And with that history, I'm not comfortable being interviewed by you. In fact, get another person to sit there and I will continue with the commission. Zondo refused. I don't know you. I've never seen you. We are not friends. We are not friendly like them. Me and you, me and you are not on that level. You don't know me like that, dog. You don't know me like that. So Zondo then wrote to the court to say, listen, summon this man to come here by fire, by force. They summoned him. Jacob Zuma said, no, I'm not going there. They said, no, we're going to arrest you for contempt of court, because court is saying, go there. The courts run this country, Mr. President. He said, well, okay, if you want to send me to prison, then send me to prison. But you have to trial me first to send me to prison. No, we're going to send you without a trial. You're going to be the first person in South Africa who goes to prison without a trial. And they did. And in that, there was a political mixture happening where they were calculating the moves also of saying there might be possible that this man comes back into the ANC, opens his own party, whatever he does, and wants to run for president again. So let's give him a maximum prison sentence so that he cannot come. Now, if we read section 47, 1E, excuse me, it says that any person who was sentenced for more than 12 months without the right of a fine to pay, cannot go to parliament. And we are questioning this thing to say, Buffett, how important was this? How lethal was contempt of court? Why is it that this section 47 1E does not speak about the type of crime, but it speaks about the length of the sentence? You understand what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen? Why is the type of crime not important? What if you accidentally bumped someone's car and killed someone by accident? The type of crime. What if you stole money? What if you had a physical altercation with someone by self-defense and you killed someone? Why are we not focusing on the type of crime? You understand what I'm saying? That is what we want to know. Why is it that we cannot question these laws? That's why Jacob Zuma said, no man, but we are being ruled by Roman Dutch laws here. When we study law, we don't study the African law. We study the Roman Dutch law. I mean, I tried to study law. I wanted to be a lawyer. Young law first year, drop out same time. Now, fast forward, we are at a situation where the judges that send Jacob Zuma to prison for 15 months are the same judges that Jacob Zuma must go back to. Now, Jacob Zuma has said, listen, no, man, you guys step down, man, from this case, because I don't think you'll be partial in your judgment, because in your mind, I'm already guilty. Because mainstream media has played a beautiful role in painting Jacob Zuma's legacy into a criminal legacy. You remember I told you about the 9 wasted years. You know how they paint Jacob Zuma, the most corrupt. If you ask anyone, who's the most corrupt president in South Africa, almost everyone who is not conscious in their mind, who does not question things, will say Jacob Zuma. So Jacob Zuma is saying, no, you guys step down. Now I heard that Zondo has stepped down. If he has, remember, the same Zondo that did not want to step down in the Zondo Commission, then when he was interviewed for Mogoeng, his position, the Chief Justice. He then said, "Yeah, me and Zuma did meet, in hotels, but it's not a matter of that we were talking serious things. Zuma called me and I went there, went to go see him. Hey, banna. But you did not want to step down there. So if he jumps that situation, because there he was singing for his bread. I mean, if when as a normal human being, if you are interviewing a president, knowing that you've got inspirations of becoming a chief justice, and you know that the president is the one that appoints the chief justice. Remember, the JSE did not recommend Zondo, which show it's a clear indication that this man was singing for his bread. That is why he was so lenient to Cyril Ramaphosa, but so hard on Jacob Zuma. Be honest, ladies and gentlemen. So if indeed he has stepped down from this case, it's an interesting thing. All we have to do is ask him, why are you stepping down? Why is it Kanakoya commission you did not step down, but now you're stepping down? What happened? Did you meet Zuma in between? Of course not. They did not meet. So what is it that makes you step down now? Why don't you do your job that you are appointed for? Why don't you do your job? So when you say someone must step down and they step down, they need to give us reasons why they step down. I will hear today if indeed Zondo has stepped down. If he has, if he has, so now the Concord guys must consider the public impact this thing is going to have. The public impact that this thing is going to have, because removing Jacob Zuma there is removing the option that people want to vote for. For me, if people are as stupid as they want to vote for a criminal to be their president, for me, it's not a problem. If the criminal is in the majority, in terms of the citizens are in the majority to vote for this criminal, I must introspect myself and say, but there's something I don't see about this criminal. That bonke labantu laba. I'm sure there's something wrong, because what are we dealing with here? Democracy, majority rules. So if Skomota is getting the votes to become the best performer, then who are you to say no, but Limpopo boy is actually better than Skomota with dancing? It's a truth only to you, but the majority of the people are saying Skomota. You understand what I'm saying to you? So why would they remove the Jacob Zuma now? And the IEC keeps on saying, we're not playing politics, we just want clarity in this section 47 1E. We just want clarity in terms of the term that was reduced by the president, calling Jacob Zuma out of prison, because the ANC said, we made a mistake here, man. Let's call this man back. 3 months now in prison. It's no longer nice now. Call the old man back, man. He's 78 years old. Let's call him back. Asas. So, like I said, for me, the crime is more important than the term. The crime will always be important than the term. Always be important than the term. You cannot silence that sea of green t-shirts. How can you? How can you silence that sea of green t-shirts that say we want to vote for Zuma? Allow us our constitutional right to vote for the person that we want to vote for. You cannot. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the issue with African people that I have is that you guys never seem to understand who the true enemy is. Always, every year, there's things that come to play that make us not focus on the main objective of the African agenda, the black agenda, but it makes us focus on other things, whether it's sports, music, pandemic, whatever, we then forget, we want the land. We want not participation, not inclusion in our minerals. We want ownership of the minerals as the indigenous people of the land. We are forgetting about those things. We are not focusing on, no, that one is fighting, that one, Zuma is fighting, Cyril, Bargemang, Mogoeng is fighting, Zondo. We as black people are always given something to entertain us so that we can forget. In the meanwhile, these people are looting on the side. They are stealing. We are focused now on this. After the elections, there will be another focus. There will be another court case. There will be another something. When they see that we are close, then it's a pandemic. Because people are predicting that there will be another pandemic before 2030. That pandemic then makes the African agenda take a back seat. Let's wait, man. Let's wait. We are still dealing with this thing. We can't talk about land now. People are dying. So for me, white monopoly capitalists are happy to see us going back and forth like this. They are happy to see that. And do not make a mistake to think that they don't have some type of influence here. Don't make that mistake. Remember who the enemy is, my African people. Remember who the enemy is. Zuma, the fall of Zuma is an indication of, for me at least, is an indication to say every black person that rises up and is loved by his people, we need to destroy. The media plays with it. Black people on YouTube. You see how many people are attacking Jacob Zuma on YouTube. People who are clueless about politics. Black people. And you're like, how? Labantu laba, katwenzeni Zuma engaka? No, Zuma is so corrupt, man. He sold South Africa to the Guptas. How can South Africa has got a price? How much did he sell South Africa to the Guptas? Huh? No, man, they were in charge there at Eskom. They were supplying 8%, 7 to 8% of the coal percentage to the Eskom. They are constructors or people who've got contracts of more than 50 years, 30 years, still supplying coal. White people. But we don't talk about that. Zuma is so corrupt, man. What did he do? Man, they built a fire pool, then they said it's a fire pool. Fikile told us that they lied. Yes, okay, did he pay for it? Yes, no money was ordered to pay. So, Kalelan. Guys, the way you measure if a black leader is a proper black leader, you listen to how his colonizers speak about him. Just listen, Guti. White people, when they speak about Zuma, Batin. Once you hear them change a tune, then you must know, Guti, Zuma is no longer a threat. Listen to what the DA says about the EFF. Totally intimidated. So for me, it's very important, as I'm going through my notes, to understand that these people, they own the media. ENCA is owned by Rupert, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm right. They own the media. So they can control the narrative. They don't cover what Mkhonto Wesizwe is doing. Tomorrow they are forced to. But when Mkhonto Wesizwe goes somewhere, they don't follow them like they follow other political parties. They don't care. They don't want to give them coverage. And it is not by mistake. It is through instruction that they don't cover Mkhonto Wesizwe. So I want to speak to my MK people. Continue to love Umsholozi. Continue to protect Umsholozi. Continue to fight for your rights to vote for the person that you must vote for. I'm not saying physical fight. I don't want to be cancelled now. But you understand what I'm saying. Do what you need to do to get what you need to get. Let me say it like that. Don't be cowards. Don't be cowards. Now, the Constitutional Court, they are now left with a serious decision on their table. Whether for or against, we will then know which direction is South Africa going. I asked the question, should you let Jacob Zuma stay and go to parliament again, whatever the case can be? What is it that people lose actually? What is it that they lose? When Jacob Zuma is not in parliament anymore, what is it that they gain? Ugainani man. Mawuzonda umuntu man, mele kube ne-reason why umzonda. I say if a person, I mean an 82 years person, what is the threat Zuma? There is things that you guys don't understand, including the nuclear power, the 1 trillion that Zuma wanted to do just before he exited. And yanshaya load shedding, yanshaya. After that, Eskom was burning something like 300 million on diesel per month. And it was normal. I don't know how much they are burning now, diesel per month, to keep the lights on. I'm not sure. You understand what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm waiting for this. I'll be watching, highly anticipating what the Concord is going to say. See, everyone is sharing their opinion. Why? It's because Jacob Zuma has got us, man. You can't ignore this one. Jacob Zuma. Can't ignore Jacob Zuma. Don't take chances. He's got us. But including everything, overall, everything that is going to happen, let us pray that the sins of July, the July unrest, don't repeat themselves. Over 360 people dying. And for me, those people died in vain. For me, they died in vain because there was also a racial element to it in Phoenix. For me, those people died in vain. But it gave me hope to say, if my people can die for a TV, can die for a loaf of bread, whatever it is that they were looting from those shops, surely my people, they still have the heart to die for land. Surely. So, love your Jacob Zuma, support him. Don't make any mistake of backing down. Evan, don't make any. Take it from me. You guys don't understand how far we black people still have to go. You don't understand how far we still have to go. They say no, Africa is not ready for open borders. Africa is not ready for unity. Africa is not ready for one currency. Africa is not ready for one language. Africa is not ready for one language, for one president. I'm saying, okay, if Africa was not ready for those things since 1985, and Africa was not ready for open borders in 1990, and when the African Union was formed, Africa was not ready in 1993. When everything was happening in the world, we're taking World Cups, Africa was not ready in the year 2000. Africa was not ready to unite in the year 2009. In 2010, still Africa was not ready to unite. Africa had no leaders to unite Africa in 2015. In 2020, Africa was not ready. So are you telling me in 2024, Africa is still not ready? So my conclusion, as a person who applies basic mathematics, it means Africa will not be ready in 2030. Africa will not be ready in 2050. And if they are not ready in 2050, it means that Africa will not be ready in 2100. If we keep on postponing the African agenda, fighting each other, our children's children will walk in the same situation that we walked in. No land, no power, no inclusion on the minerals, no unity, still hating their fellow African brothers. If we don't do something, our children's children will still have the same situation that we are facing. When we see an African leader rising up, we shoot him down. See Julius Malema raising down, you shoot him down. Andile Ncitama said, land or death. You shoot him down. He's too radical. Because you don't want to unite. You don't want to wake up as African people. I mean, that's all I'm going to say. That's all let's wait for the judgment. Hope you guys got something there. I hope you guys got something. Till we meet next time. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure that you're following the channel. Make sure you're hitting the bell icon, and you are, very, very much involved. If you want to follow our sister channel, African Mojolo, where we speak about relationships, marriages, and everything that has to do with the dating life from an African perspective, please check that channel out also. It's a new channel. It's very new. It's 1 month old. Go there, subscribe, comment, and tell me that King, I'm here. I would appreciate it very much. And let's speak about other things that side also. Yes, so Jacob Zuma. I want to wish Mkhonto Wesizwe all the best. I want to wish them all the best. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.